Good afternoon. Neil here with another Off the Lip radio show, my series Who's Who in Santa Cruz. And this afternoon here at the Loft Coffee Shop in Aptos, I am with the lovely Camiille Ellis, who is a life coach with a very special story I learned today. Question number one, you ready?
Okay.
Drum roll. This is the hardest question that you're going to receive today. I need you to tell me your favorite Marianne's ice cream flavor.
I don't like ice cream.
Oh my!
That's very simple.
You don't like ice cream?
I do not. You know why?
No.
It's too cold.
Oh my God.
Yes.
First person. She's the first person that who's had to ask that question, and the answer was, I don't like ice cream. Marianne, she's not coming anywhere near you for a while, so.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about your. We started talking earlier, and you're talking about your son. Can we focus on that?
Sure. Yes.
And what you do, and what you do, and how your son plays a big role in what you do.
Right. So, my son passed away in 2010 by suicide. And with that loss and many of my other traumas in life, I had to learn a lot, of course.
Yes.
But losing a son, losing any child, you're never prepared for it. And I wasn't. But I had other children.
Nobody is, right?
No.
You don't go.
Like I said earlier to you, the idea of losing a child is the worst thing that can ever happen to you.
Yeah. We don't even get earthquakes together, earthquake kits together, let alone get ready for a death.
Right, because we have ideas when we have children that it's going to be, and it's a storyline we create in our head.
We die first.
Yeah, until we die, right? And so then the idea of losing a child beforehand is your greatest loss. And I found myself there in that greatest loss.
Yeah.
And my thought was, I'm there. This is the worst thing that can ever happen to me. And I went into the river of misery, and I felt like I was dying. It was the worst thing that could ever happen to me.
Yeah.
And then I felt terrible because I knew I would never be happy for my other children or my husband or anybody that was important to me, and that made me even more miserable. So you can see how it just snowballs.
How was your household after the death of your son? How was it?
Well, it was a house of mourning.
Okay.
Right? Everybody, all their friends, he was an 18-year-old, so we had teenagers.
Yeah.
And young 20-year-olds all over my house, not knowing what to do with death. They had no experience.
There's no handbook.
No.
No, I mean, there's no
no
owner's manual,
the
right?
The weird part is I was the handbook.
Right.
I was talking to all these young guys and gals about death. And that's something society doesn't teach us anything about. And how you feel about death may be different than how I feel about death. But these kids had zero. They didn't know how to feel about death. I asked them, what do you think happens? Because I have a process of thinking a life is a life, right? So life does die, and I already knew that. I just was unfortunate to have to experience the death of my own child.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do it with love, and so when I was talking to the young people, I could be strong and do it with love and honor and grace, but when it came to me, myself, and I was miserable. And it was a process of learning how to honor the life and be better because of it. And I was so honored that I was given the gift of being my son's mother. It could have been somebody else, but it was me. Like, I knew, why not me? Why can't I be the mom who loses a child? And I knew that even in that moment.
Yeah.
So I decided, literally, and I think this is about life. This is how we make our life what we want it to be, is we make a decision to be something we want to be, and then we do it.
So did you want to be a life coach, or?
At that point, I just wanted to be a really powerful human. I wanted to be wise. I wanted to offer my mothering skills and my loving skills to my husband and my business and everything. I wanted to just be good at what I did.
Right.
And so I decided to be better at everything I did.
So you threw everything into the ring?
I just became powerful.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
Didn't matter what was coming at me, I was going to be powerful at it. But then I didn't know what life coaching was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
People started coming to me with similar issues, and I would talk to them about my experience and my process. And I was helping them, and that's when I learned about life coaching. That's when I decided to change my path and become a life coach and help people heal from their own personal traumas, no matter what they are. Because grief comes in all forms. You may suffer from grief because you had a breakup, or you lost a dream job, or your animal died. I mean, it could come from anything, right? When we think something is meant to happen a certain way and it doesn't, we feel grief. So how do you work with grief? How do you allow grief into your life and still be the person that you want to be? You get to choose, and I got to choose. And so I'm choosing every day, even when I start grieving and I want to cry, or if something comes up, my son's birthday or holidays, or the anniversary of his passing. You know, those are very sad moments that you just feel, and learning how to do that with love and grace and honor.
Yeah.
And for me, I knew I wanted my son's life to actually mean something. And if I stayed in misery, his life would take my life away, and it would be discriminating on his life.
Right.
So it was just like this power force that I just kind of climbed out of that river of misery with this purpose and strength.
Well, if he was sitting here with us today, what do you think he'd be? How would he be interjecting or being a part of the conversation? Do you think?
Oh gosh, well, he would love it, because you're gonna make me cry, but I feel like I have a spiritual relationship with him, and so we do have like messages for each other. Sometimes he's just kind of screwing with me. He might make me feel like I have spiders on me at times, especially in the garden. But he's very proud of me, and he always has been. And he struggled, and I was his strength.
Yeah.
And it's important to him that I stay that, not just for me, but for everybody.
Yeah.
So for him, I will always be strong.
Yeah.
And I will be strong for me.
Good.
So I can live my life and have my journey and live out my purpose and help other people do the same.
What was his state of mind, do you think, before he passed away? Did you see anything? Was there anything like...
Oh, yeah. No, he was born with issues. He was an angry infant, if that makes sense, and I didn't know what was wrong with him then. And then, you know, I tried my best, because my first child was the perfect happy baby, right? So I thought I knew what I was doing when it came to raising children. And then I had this other little boy who was hateful, angry, miserable. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I took him through the years to different people, and everybody told me he was normal. It was like the worst thing you could say to me was that he was normal, because he was not normal. He was struggling. He was suffering inside his own heart and soul. He was struggling, and I was running out of things to do.
Right.
Yeah. And he was super smart, extremely athletic. He was very popular, very good looking. He had multiple girlfriends, and all the guys wanted to be like him.
Which school did he go to?
He went to several schools.
Okay.
But he was a football player, and I have pictures of him as a 7-year-old playing football with this chiseled body, you know, that was unreal.
Right.
And he was always that way. You know, he had a six-pack when he had a diaper on. You know, it was weird. and he was unusual. So anyhow, but he was troubled in his brain. It was something he couldn't figure out. And so that was sad, and I did my best for him. But when he died, there was a huge part of me that it made sense. He was really tired of struggling, and he was done. And I don't know if you've ever been done with something, but when you're done, and he was done, and I knew that. And I can't ask anything more from somebody when they say they're done.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't change that.
I couldn't change it. He was gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry it went the way it went. I'm sorry that he had to. That's the worst thought I can have, is his last moments. I don't think that.
Did his friends learn from him? Do you think his friends?
I think
he left a message. Do you think he left a message to his as you said, his guy friends and his girlfriends?
Well, he left a lot of people who will always love and cherish him.
Yeah.
But right after he died, 2 of his very close friends had great losses, and I felt like because they got to exercise losing somebody, they managed these other losses better, because they learned a lot through my son Wes's death, and one of them was his brother died from cancer, and so that was huge because he was young. It was a young person dying of cancer, and he knew how to process death, and he was one of the kids who had no idea what to do with death.
Yeah.
And another one of the young boys lost his mom at the age of 50 to cancer. And I don't think he would have managed it well had he not experienced a death already.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like that was another purpose
He
to
helped.
his death.
He helped in a different way.
He did.
Mhm.
And it might be kind of a far out way to look at it, but
Mhm.
when you can connect all the dots in life and see why things happen,
Mhm.
even if they are horrible,
Yeah.
they can still be very purposeful.
Yeah.
And I just like to connect dots and
That's
make
what you-
it all work.
That's what you do today.
Yeah.
You're a dot connector.
It helps people connect their
And
dots.
if anybody needs a dot connector, what do they
Yeah.
do? They give you. Do they give you a call? Or
Yeah, you just reach out to me. Let's
how
talk.
how do people do that?
Well, they can call me on my phone, or
Yeah.
they can
What's your
email
phone
me,
number?
or my phone number is 831-246-1038.
You have a website and
I
stuff.
have a website, yourcoachcamille.com.
Yourcoachcamille.com.
Your
Okay.
Coach Camille. If you're struggling
.com.
in life, I can help you get through that.
All right. Anybody out there is struggling?
Anything, any challenge.
Yeah.
You want to reach a goal? Let's do it.
Okay.
You want to organize your life? Let's go.
All right.
Be
Highly
who-
recommended.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
A filing cabinet.
Everybody needs a coach.
We all need a.
I need a coach. You need a coach. We all need a coach.
Yeah, I need a coach.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's live our best life. That's what
We
it's
need
about.
Coaches. Yeah.
Live
We
your
need-
life
we
on
need
purpose.
owners' manuals and coaches.
Live your life on purpose. Be
All right.
deliberate.
Well, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
So we're dedicating the show to. Your son's name is.
Wesley Ellis.
Yeah, we're dedicating the show to Wesley Ellis today. Camille Ellis, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Was it fun? Was it good?
Is it done?
Was it? Yeah, we done. Yeah, we.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it was great.
Okay, good.